On the 16th of September in 2019, I was on my way to the doctor. It was a new doctor. I was walking around. I'd never walked before. I was looking around, and as I walked through a tunnel, I saw beautiful graffiti on a wall. I just noticed it and kept going because I didn't want to be late. The doctor appointment went fine. Within 15 minutes, I was on my way back home. And I go through the same tunnel, and I see a man in his like 50s, 60s standing there staring at the graffiti, but at a very specific point. So I was curious, and I walk a little slower to try to peek what he was so intensely staring at. And as I walk past him, he turns around, looks at me, and says, "I think it's a scorpion." Now, I have never seen a scorpion before in real life, and I was kind of like squinting, looking at where he was pointing, and I did see like a tiny little creature, like 10, 15 centimeters. He had his back against the wall, probably scared for the two giants standing in front of him. To me, it looked like a scorpion. But I was like, no, it can't be. Why would there be a wild scorpion here in the middle of a city in Holland? And he looks me in the eyes and says that he knows it's a scorpion. He says maybe like someone had it at home and it escaped. And then he asks me, what should we do now? There are children that will walk and bike past here. And his strong conviction got me immediately. I was like, oh my God, do we need to call someone? Maybe the animal ambulance. And he goes, yeah, that's a really good idea. Give them a call. So I quickly Googled the number of the animal ambulance and I give them a call. But they didn't answer. So then he says to me, you should call like the general police number. And as I am apparently a very good girl, I did. They put me through with the animal ambulance and I told them, hey, I'm outside with this man and we're there and we see like a Scorpio. What should we do? They basically said, we don't know, we don't care, we don't handle scorpions, and they hung up on me. So I'm looking at this man like, I don't know what to do right now, sir. He goes on a tangent how scorpions are really dangerous. They can sting someone, basically like a whole think of the children horror story. And he tells me to call the police again. And I did. I called the police. I get a different lady on the phone who is initially very confused and also, like me, was alarmed. She asked me, is there any way that we can catch it? Is there a way we can kill it? Just saying anything, really. And then she says that she's going to discuss it with her boss and call me back. So I hung up the phone, and now the first person this entire 20 minutes walks by us. He smiles at us, says hello, and then he looks at the scorpion and goes, een rivierkreefje. Which in English, I think is called a crayfish. It's like a tiny little crabby. And I look at him and I'm like, excuse me? And he looks back at me, smiles, like wide, big smile, and says again, een rivierkreefje. And then he continues how he lives on a houseboat around the corner, that he sees them a lot, how this one probably got lost. He ended with, they're delicious in soup. And then he just cheerfully walked off, like whistling. So I'm standing there with this man that got me into this whole scorpion mess. And he just looks at me and chuckles and says, I guess that we never had to worry. And then I thank this man for his empathy for animals and children, and he says, you're so very welcome, and he walks away. And now I was standing there like, wait, what the fuck just happened? The police calls me back, and now I have to explain to this lady that there was never a scorpion to begin with. She was relieved. I walk back home, like just rethinking all of this past like 30 minutes, send my best friend a voice message about what just happened, and I asked her like, okay, am I an empathetic person or just a dramatic fucking bitch? And her response after laughing at me for a minute was something like, it's a very fine line between the two and you are literally standing right on it. So this is a picture of the crab that I took while I was waiting for the police to call me back. He does look extremely busted if you ask me. You can tell that he knew he was not supposed to be there. Now, I don't know if there's a moral to the story, probably something along the lines of just don't let people suck you in their weird dramatic bullshit, because why did I not use my critical thinking skills? I do not know. When I went on cam later that day, someone tipped me like $100 for telling this story, so I guess it turned out fine. Actually, it was fine. It's cool.